main two things in online business that everybody focus on is sales and leads. This video is going to be all about leads and the many ways that you can get them into your funnel. Welcome to Funnel Secrets, the ultimate guide to turning leads into buyers. Where in this series, we're going to cover mastering funnels, lead magnets, and email marketing for business growth. This is part 2. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mario. I'm the author of 4 books. One I'm about to release on Amazon, another one, and then I'm the creator of the Online Business Startup University. Today is all about lead magnets, and people get this wrong, but you'll learn how to create a simple, high-converting freebie. So what's the best way to simplify getting leads? There are 4 things that you need to identify. I'm going to give you a strategy on how to identify these 4 things. Find what they want and give them what they want. And how do we do that? Well, I'll answer that in the next few minutes, but these are the 4 things that you need to figure out. 1, you need to identify your audience's pain points. You need to choose a lead magnet type. I'm going to show you how to create value-packed content. There's a specific strategy I have, and how to set up lead capture mechanisms. We'll talk about all 4 of those things. Now, I teach a 4-step framework called the BYOE Pathway to Profits framework. And this is step 1B of that framework that I teach. This is my process for creating content, products, and automated email marketing and funnels. And I'll have a link to this whiteboard framework so that you can use it in your business in the description. So the first step to you getting more leads is to identify your audience's pain points. You might hang out on Instagram or Facebook. It doesn't matter. Since I'm on Threads all the time, I'm going to use that as an example. And I literally just typed this in and screenshot what came up so you can see how I use this strategy. So in this strategy, I typed in digital marketing for beginners, hashtag digital marketing for beginners. And this is what it came up with. When you're doing this search, you want to keep it simple and be specific in your search for whatever hashtag and whatever niche that you're looking for. So once I typed that hashtag in to the search in Threads, it came up with a list of comments on this topic. I scrolled and I found this one and a few others, but as an example, this one says, how can I get into digital products? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. I would create, for instance, a video titled 3 Easy Killer Strategies for Beginners to Get into Digital Products in Under 2 Hours. I would use that as a subtitle or something like that. So what you want to do is create a piece of long form content to send them in that direction of answering their pain point. So I hope that you're seeing how easy this is. You type in a hashtag on whatever platform you're on. You look up solutions. People are going to be talking about all these different pain points in whatever niche that you search. Now, over the next year, people are going to be looking for long form content. People are going to first want to check you out to see if you know what you're talking about, if you're somebody credible, if you're an authority, somebody that they want to eventually purchase from. If you're not in the long form content game, you're going to get left behind. Now, this is another one I found, same hashtag digital marketing for beginners. And this one says digital marketing. How's that going for y'all? I have digital products, but I need to market them better. Any tips? That right there is a pain point. You guys tracking this? They're telling you what they want you to solve. And all you have to do is create something that solves it. This is too easy. Your solution could be 3 secret strategies to 10x your results on marketing your digital products, even if you're a beginner. Here's another real world example that I used. All I typed in is hashtag content creator. I scrolled through it to look for treasures like this one. What is your biggest struggle as a content creator? Now, this is a question I might ask if I'm trying to figure out maybe a course that I can create or some kind of freebie that I can give them. There are about 23 replies to this one question, and all of them simply answered the question that she asked. This is a treasure trove of information. Consistency, time, creating content, keeping up with content. Batching would be a viable solution for that. Perfectionism, I have that problem. Patience, people want instant gratification. Procrastination and consistency. Now notice that consistency, creating content, those are mentioned more than once. Ding, 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 make content on that topic. Some of the other problems that were mentioned were engagement, videos, editing and posting, brand identity, comparison. That's a big one. Ideas and patience. What's mentioned more than once here? Editing, patience, comparison, comparing yourselves to others. These are common problems. This is common for people in the digital marketing space or content creation space. Ding, ding, ding. Make content on that. Now, this was a quick search I did, and I came up with 14 pain points. You can make content for all of these different things. You can make videos. You can make Instagram posts. You can make lead magnets from this. You can create reels for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. You can create threads posts. I'm sure I could have found more. This was just a quick search. You can do this too, and this is only on one platform. We're not even talking about Facebook groups here. We're not talking about Instagram. You can search these things on all of these other platforms. I didn't even mention LinkedIn either. And this gets me excited because now I don't even have to guess what they want. I don't have to try to figure out a product. I don't have to figure out a lead magnet. They've just told me what I need to create. Now you've identified their pain points, but now you need to speak to those pain points and you need to get that out to your people. So you need to package this up into a lead magnet. So we're going to talk about lead magnet types that you could choose. So you first need to figure out what's the easiest thing for you to make and what type of lead magnet do you want to give to people. Which one is easiest for you to create? There's ebooks, there's checklists, video series. You can do a free trial if you have some software. There's a lot of different things you can use as a lead magnet. I just gave you a few examples. You could make a video on the topic, and then you can have an offer inside the video, which I do in every video. I have a call to action, and you can do a call to action to any one of these I just mentioned. You can do a call to action on an ebook or a checklist or video series. Whatever makes sense for your business, that's the one you can create and use. I use Canva to create everything. Everything you see in all of my tutorials, I create the slides in Canva. I create my freebies and my books in Canva. In these two examples that I just gave you before, we found these examples from the pain points when we did a hashtag search in Threads. You can use this on any platform. But here's what I came up with. 3 easy killer strategies for beginners to get into digital products in under 2 hours for beginning digital marketers. So you say in the video as a call to action, if you need guidance or support to help implementing these 3 strategies, I created a checklist to help make sure that you execute these strategies simple and easy. You can get it for free. I'll leave the link in the description to where you can get it. That's one example. Second example that I used is 3 secret strategies to 10x your results on marketing your digital products, even if you're a beginner. Remember, we read that post about somebody saying, hey, I want to get started in digital products, but I don't know where to start. If you're not a creative person, Canva already has pre-made templates. I love this tool. But for this one, you could create a workbook that has a brief summary of each of those 3 strategies. And then you can include a checklist of all the steps involved in each of those strategies. Where does this lead? This leads to your number one asset, which is your email list. Your audience. You can build an audience that you own. Inside your long form content on Instagram or YouTube, you have a call to action that leads to an opt-in form. I use MailChimp for this, but you can use whichever email platform that you want. Again, the messaging is what matters. You also want to make sure there's some congruency there. You want to make sure that everything is congruent and looks the same so they know they're in the right place. That being said, if you do need help or you do need guidance and support with this whole digital marketing concept, I can help support you and teach you how all this works together very simply. And a brand new book that I've written is called Digital Marketing Simplified. I'll even work with you to come up with ideas that you could use, whether that's to create products or come up with content ideas or create email marketing funnels around your products and around your ideas. It can be overwhelming when you are starting out. It can still be overwhelming even when you have a little bit of momentum. The link for that book will be in the description. It's called Digital Marketing Simplified. Now, you should be doing long form content, but listen to this. Can we stop telling people what they should do? I listened to so many people at the start of my journey telling me what I needed to do in order to get sales and in order to get growth. I look back now and realize how those things made my account worse. You recommend things here and suggest, but you don't tell people what they need to do. Everyone's business is different. I hear you. Trust me. And you're right. Everyone's business is different. But let me tell you what's not different. People's buying behavior, people's buying habits, the psychology of how people buy and what they need. The data does not lie. You guys should be doing long form content. I mean, you don't have to, but over the next few months and the next year, you'll see this play out. People are going to be shifting more to long form content. It's taking people longer to buy. You do know who Google is, don't you? From all the data that they've collected, they recently released a report about something called the 7-11-4 rule. I mentioned that in the last video. You should go and watch that. I cover that rule there. It'll be somewhere on the top. So you need to figure out which lead magnet will add value. Now, I just gave you some examples. You could choose the easiest one that's easiest for you to create. Now, I do have a playlist of how do you create all these things: work list, checklist, ebook. I'll link to that at the top. And I do it all in Canva. Doesn't take long. Each one of them is less than like 5 or 6 minutes long. Now that you have identified their pain points, you figured out what type of lead magnet you're going to create. Now you need to continuously speak to those pain points ongoing and give people solutions to their problem with value-packed content. How do you create value-packed content? Earlier in this video, we've already identified their pain points. So use that in your messaging. For example, are you having trouble with being consistent with creating content? Pain point. There's this tip that I've used to figure out how to create 50 pieces of content in 5 minutes. Quick win. And I just found out that Google recommends this method because 80% of new content creators are using this. That creates valuable insights and curiosity. Now, let's put that all together. Are you having trouble with consistency and creating content? Well, there's this tip I've used to create 50 pieces of content in under 5 minutes. And I just found out that Google recommends this method because 80% of content creators are using this inside their business. Now, you can get that free and learn this method. I'll have the link for you in the description if you want to check that out. I should just pack it up and leave right now. I done gave y'all the keys to the kingdom. The last thing in this process is to set up lead capture mechanisms. So how do you capture leads effectively? In the example before, you guys heard my call to action in this video. So let's break it down because you want qualified leads. You don't just want anybody joining your email list or following you. You want people that are going to be likely to buy. So let's break this down. Are you starting your digital marketing journey? Have any questions? This is calling out a specific pain point. Discover the digital marketing secrets you need to know for your business to thrive in today's competitive market. This is where we're pointing out a solution. And I use the word secrets to invoke a little bit of curiosity. I want to pique their curiosity, so this title gives them a reason to want to check it out. What don't I know about this? I want to be successful in this business, so I want to know what is the secret. Most people want someone to help them out with their problem, so a mentor seems like a good idea. I read a lot of threads about people saying they wish they had a mentor, but they're too expensive, so I threw that in there as an extra bonus. All these things have a job, and more than likely, the person who clicks on this is going to be way more qualified than someone who just clicks on something that says something like start digital marketing, sign up here, right? That's vague, it's not specific, and I always use the past method. Problem, agitate, solve. Here, I called out the problem, I agitated it, and I gave them a solution. Now, I talk more about the past method inside of my Online Profits Made Simple 5-Day Challenge. I'll leave the link to that in the description if you want to check it out. And what's inside that 5-day challenge is actually also inside my Digital Marketing Simplified book. Make sure you go down in the description and get that. And then when they do click the link or they do opt in, make sure you have the same messaging or the same or similar visuals on the capture form. And you can use any tool that creates opt-in forms or landing pages to do this. I use MailChimp. We have identified our audience's pain points. We've chosen a lead magnet type based on what's easiest for you to create. I showed you guys how to create value-packed content. And then we talked about lead capture mechanisms. But wait, now we need to know what to do with these people that are signing up. So what's the next step? The next step is building up your email sequence. There are 4 steps to building up a good email sequence that gets people to pay attention. Those 4 steps are: first, you want to plan your email sequence. Then you want to draft a welcome email. You want to add value in each email you send because you want them to stay on your list eventually so you can sell something to them. And then segmentation, and you want to personalize it. How do you properly come up with a good email sequence? Well, even the most seasoned and the most experienced people that have been doing this sometimes find it hard to figure this out. What do I write? How can I add value? How do I get them to the next step? I'll talk about that in the next video. But go back and watch the first video in this series. Everything that we're talking about in this series is going to make more sense, and it's going to give you an understanding of this video and the next video on what we're going to talk about and how all of this ties together.